Hey guys, welcome to our newest edition of Top 10s. This edition of Top 10 is going to be Top 10 trucking tools, or everything, the 10 most important things that every trucker needs to have with them. Number 10 on our list is a GPS system. This is Tom. Say hi, Tom. This is a Rand McNally 530. It's the smallest of the screens that you could buy from the Rand McNally. I like the smaller screen size. That's just me. This is a truck-specific GPS. Garmin makes truck-specific as well. TomTom does, and you can also get them from 120. I've tried the TomTom. I actually beta tested the TomTom when they were developing it. Did not like it. I had a Garmin for a while, could not stand it. The Rand McNally, in my opinion, is the best. This Rand McNally, all of theirs are based off the Rand McNally atlases. They have low bridges, they have restricted routes, all listed in here. Guys, Google Maps is not a substitute for a truck-specific GPS. Google Maps will eventually learn that you are a truck and that you need to take truck routes, but they do not Google Maps doesn't understand low clearances, weight-restricted bridges, as well as a truck-specific GPS. Also, this is not a replacement for your common sense, guys. We've talked about this before. If this is telling you to turn down a dirt road or, onto the boardwalk in Atlantic City, use your brain. People, unless you have very, very specific directions to be going down a dirt road or onto some place that you know trucks aren't supposed to be on a regular basis, don't do it. Stop. Pull your brakes, put your four-ways on, stop in a safe place, call the police department, call your shipper, call your receiver, call your company, call whoever you need to call to verify A, you have the correct directions, and B, if you don't, how to get out of that situation. So guys, it's number 10 on the list because I like having one, but they're not a replacement for your brain and your common sense. Number 9 on our list of essential truck tools is baby wipes. It sounds like a really funny thing to be on a list like this, but guys, these things are awesome. These are lifesavers. We bought the box a long time ago. We bought one with the wipes in the box, and we just kept the box. You can buy at Walmart. You can buy 3 packs of, I think it's 3 packs of 120 wipes. It's less than $5. We like to buy the boxes. It's like $13, but you get 600 wipes. That lasts us close to a month, wouldn't you say? That lasts us close to a month. Buy the fragrance free. Buy the fragrance free. I'm telling you guys. Don't buy anything with fragrance. Don't buy the sensitive skin. Buy the fragrance free. Because the things that these are great for, if it's been a couple of days since you've gotten a shower and you feel grungy and you're just not able to get one, baby wipes. If you get your hands dirty, you're changing out a Glad hand seal or a light bulb or hooking up to your trailer, you forgot your gloves, whatever, baby wipes. If you need to wipe down your dash because it's getting dusty, baby wipes. The reason I say buy the fragrance free is because we use these for cleanup after cooking on the truck. They are awesome because they don't have a scent. They're hypoallergenic, they're alcohol free, and they have a disinfectant in them. So these clean your dishes. These work really well for cleaning dishes. A lot of people that cook on the truck have a water soap dish basin setup. We don't. We've always used baby wipes. Gets everything clean, sanitized, and ready to go for the next time. Number 8 on our tools list is a simple one, gloves. These are important, guys. I bought these from the company store when I first started driving for my company, and they've lasted this long. These are, I'm going to say these are like a suede material, so they're multi-purpose gloves. You can use this type of glove for fueling, as well as, you know, hooking up or disconnecting from a trailer. If you got to get under and mess around with something, gloves are important, guys. They're gonna save you. They're gonna save your hands, especially when you're dealing with fueling. If you can't find a glove like this, Harbor Freight's a really, really good place to look for gloves. If you can't find a glove like this kind of leather or suede, buy a set of gloves specifically for fueling that has a like a neoprene palm on it, because you guys, you don't want to get the diesel on your hands, and you really don't want to get the death on your hands, because people can have some pretty serious reactions. It can break you out, it can start burning your skin. You don't want to get the death on your hands because it's an acid. So good set of gloves. 2 sets if you can't find the leather suede type gloves, one specifically for fueling. Here's number 7 on our list. It's a dash cam. I kind of can't show you the dash cam because, yeah, I'm filming with the dash cam. I have a Rand McNally dash cam 100. I bought it at Love's. They run them on sale for $100 all the time. I used my Love points. A dash cam is important, guys, because here's 2 situations where it's going to save your butt. One is in an accident. Say somebody comes around you, flying around you, cuts in too close, clips your hood, you hit them, they go spinning, flying out into the median, and roll their vehicle. Guess what they're going to try and say? They're going to try and say that you hit them. With a dash cam, you can prove what happened, and it takes that off of you, which is a good thing. We all know that 84% of big truck wrecks are caused by 4-wheelers doing stupid stuff. We all know this. But guess how often the trucker's going to get blamed in those 84% of cases? More than they should. If you have a dash cam, you can prove that the 4-wheeler or whoever it was in the wrong. This is how they were behaving. This is what happened. And it's there for everybody to see. The other place a dash cam is going to save your butt is if, say you're parked at a truck stop, maybe you've parked at the truck stop because you're on home time. You've gotten in your personal vehicle and you went home and you left your truck there. And it's the middle of the night and somebody backs into you. It happens, guys. We all know it happens. It's happened to us. We've had damage at a truck stop. But with the dash cam running, or even if you just have it set up like mine, I can set up parking mode where if I'm parked it goes off, but if it senses an impact, it will record. So it's going to record who hit you, what their vehicle looked like, all their identification numbers. You're going to get all of that on camera, and you're also going to get what happened. So when you come back to the truck after your home time, and obviously this person is long gone, you have the video evidence to contact their company or to contact them and say, hey, you hit my truck, you need to come fix it. That's the 2 ways that a dash cam is really going to save your butt. So number 6 on our list of essential tools, I don't know if you could really call this tools or not, but it is something that everyone should have on their truck, and that's emergency supplies. Especially now that we're getting towards winter, guys, set up your emergency supplies now. Otherwise, you'll put it off, you'll put it off, you'll put it off, and then you'll be stranded with no supplies. 4 things that you should absolutely at the minimum, have on your truck. Water, bottled water, whether it's individual bottles or gallon jugs, have at least 2 cases of water or 3 gallon jugs. It's an obvious one. The next one is canned food or non-perishable food. Anything that doesn't need refrigeration that you can sustain yourself with for a few days. Have at least 4 days worth of it. If you have a way to heat water, like you have a kettle or something, if you have a propane burner, you can use hot water to make things like macaroni and cheese, oatmeal. Think about what you have on the truck and think about what you would need to get you through 4 days and keep it on the truck, because you could lose power. You could not be able to power appliances or your refrigerator or cooler, whatever, so make sure it's non-perishable. Next thing's warm clothing. If you're stranded somewhere, you could run out of fuel. It's a possibility, especially if you run a lot of the West or Canada, northern Canada, you know, you're gonna come, it's possible. So warm clothing, and our fourth one kind of fits into this too, and that's extra blankets, because it's gonna get cold. If you run out of fuel, especially, layer your clothing, put on as many layers as you can handle, and put extra blankets on the bed. Even if you don't run a lot of the West or places where it's possible to get stranded in snow, keep this stuff on your truck, guys. You never know if you're going to be broken down in the middle of nowhere and it's going to take, 8 or 9 hours for somebody to get to you. Make sure you can take care of yourself if an emergency arises. Number 5 on our list is a little unorthodox, but I think it's something that's very, very important that every trucker have, and that's a support system. This is a very lonely job. This is especially if you run solo, if there's no one else in the truck with you. This is a very lonely job. Make sure that you have a couple of people, whether it's friends from social media, whether it's family, whether it's your buddies you like to go hunting with. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you have somebody that you can talk to. A lot of people, have the Bluetooth headsets and they talk on the phone. I obviously don't do that because I have somebody with me in the truck all of the time. But make sure you have a support system, because you can't isolate yourself out here, guys. You'll end up falling into this pit of depression, and it's not good for anyone. So build yourself a support system. Something else that goes along with this, guys, that's really, really important is make sure you have emergency contacts. A very, very good thing to do, and it's something that we have both done, is we wrote up an emergency contact system. Who needs to be notified if something were to happen to you, if there was an accident, you were unconscious, whatever. Write up an emergency contact list. Also include if you have any kind of medical conditions or take any kind of medication. Fold it up, put it in your wallet in a visible place, and leave it there. Because that's the first place that police, paramedics, EMTs, whoever are going to check for information about you. So do that. It's important, because this is stuff that these people need to know. Alright, for number 4, we're actually going to get into some actual tools. A toolkit is a very important thing to have on your truck. You never know when you're going to run into a situation where it's a small, minor problem. You have a light out, you have a leaky glad hand seal. It's a minor problem. You're not at a shop, you're not at somewhere where they can fix it quickly, and it doesn't make any sense to call road service out. So the things that we keep on the truck that we use most often are, starting with, if you pull a box fan, this will be the best investment. If you pull a boxer reefer, this will be the best investment you've ever made, and that is bolt cutters. These are awesome. like I said, if you pull a box type trailer, you've encountered bolt seals. The big heavy seals, there's no way to get them off without these. Also, the braided cable seals, those can be cut off with this too. These are great. And not every receiver has a pair of these. Most of them do, but I have been to a few places, especially store deliveries, where they didn't, and I'm glad that I had these. And also too, you don't have to wait for the gate guard to get done with whatever he's doing and go cut your seal. You can just say, hey, I got bolt cutters in the truck, I'm going to go cut my seal. The other thing that goes along with seals is these. They're just a little pair of clippers. These work really well for those flat metal seals and the really small diameter braided seals as well. Something else, zip ties. These are 11-inch zip ties. I think this was $3 for this package. These come in handy a lot. If you're, say your gooseneck for raising your landing gear is not wanting to stay in place, zip tie it up. You've got airlines underneath the trailer that are hanging down below 18 inches above the ground, zip tie them up. If your airlines are rubbing on your catwalk, zip tie them. Zip ties are great. They come in handy a lot of times. Basic claw hammer. Or you can use like a 2-pound sledge. I've just always had this. This is a 1-pound, 16-ounce claw hammer. This comes in handy for, you can stump tires with it, obviously. But also what it comes in handy for is if you're trying to slide your tandems and your pins are sticking. Give it a good whack. There you go. Hammer. I don't use this as often as I used to. Our trailers seem to be really, really good about the pins not sticking. Plus I've learned a few tricks along the way that helps. A screwdriver. I just bought one of these interchangeable. It's got a Phillips and it's got a flathead. I mean, come on guys. Everybody, I don't care if you drive a car or a truck, keep a flipping screwdriver in your vehicle because you never know where it's going to come in handy. Just the plain honest truth of it. And then this is just a wrench set. These are not metric. These are regular wrenches. I also have a set of metric as well. I have other tools in my tool bag that I don't use very often, but I'm pretty handy. I'm pretty good with mechanical stuff, so I know that if I need to fix, like I got a wiring issue or I got a small issue, I can fix that. Other stuff as far as a toolkit that you should keep on the truck, guys, extra glad hand seals. Always have extra glad hand seals. I always try and get a package of them when I go through the yard because it's going to save you a lot of time. Because those things like to get squished and get torn and they leak. Keep those on hand. Also, light bulbs, fuses, keep some of those on hand. A, it's a DOT requirement, and B, it'll come in handy someday. When it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're starting a day out in the middle of nowhere and you got a light out, guess what? Now you can change it. A flashlight is a good thing. I just use the flashlight on my phone, but a good heavy flashlight, you know, can come in handy in a lot of different places. Some things that aren't necessarily tools, keep a stapler and a staple remover for your bills, because if you're like us, we can scan in our paperwork on my phone, so I have to take apart the bills where they've been stapled, and then I got to staple all of my scale tickets, receipts, everything back together when I'm done scanning it. So I literally just bought a stapler. One of the 98-cent teeny tiny staplers and staple removers. $2 investment plus staples. I'm good for a good long time. Another thing that's going to come in really, really handy is a dry erase marker. Dry erase markers have dual purposes. I like to, if I get directions to a place from the company, and Tom does not agree with those directions, I research it. I look at Google Maps and whatever else other resources I need to find out what exactly is the best route. and then I write those directions on my windshield up in the top where it's not blocking my line of sight, but all I got to do is glance at it. I write my directions up there with a dry erase marker, and then when I'm done with them, I can just wipe them back off. Also, if you have a laminated atlas, you can draw on your laminated atlas with a dry erase, and it will just wipe back off. So this is really, really good to have. Number 3 on our list is an important one, guys. That's your cell phone. When we first started trucking, I did not realize just how much I was going to use my cell phone. It's not just for the obvious. It's not just for calling dispatch or, you know, calling shippers and receivers for directions or whatever, or calling your friends, calling your family. It's not just for that. Yeah, you got your Facebook, you got your social media, it's all good. But I use my cell phone a lot for trucking. I think I may do another top 10 on apps that I use that are just trucking. I have a whole page of apps that's just my trucking apps. Not only do I use things like Google Street View, Google Maps, I have a cat scale app, I have a traffic monitoring app, but I also get all of my dispatch information on my phone. I can see all of my load information, all of my fuel and routing. I can also chat. I can also message with my dispatcher even if I'm not in the truck. I can message right off my phone. I don't have to pick up the phone and call them. I don't have to be in the truck to have access to the Qualcomm. I can chat with her right on my phone. So there's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of really, really good apps that are going to make your life a heck of a lot easier in trucking. And I think we may do a top 10 on what I consider the best trucking apps out there, because there's some good ones. So guys, cell phone's important for a lot of reasons. So the second most important thing that every trucker should have is a CB. I see so many people that don't run a CB. And honestly, I didn't run a CB for a good long while. I had a friend that gave me one for Christmas, and to be honest with you, I can't imagine going back to running without one. They're going to come in handy in 3 very specific circumstances. One is going to be shippers and receivers. Some of them, now given a lot of them are getting away from this because everyone has cell phones, but you're still going to come in to shippers and receivers that say, hey, put your CB on channel whatever, and we'll call you over the radio when we're ready for you. So that's not as often anymore, but you are going to encounter it. Number 2 is going to be weather circumstances. Say it's wintertime, say you're driving up in Wyoming and the highway is closed ahead. People are going to be on that CB saying, hey driver, you need to get pulled over and parked because the interstate's shut down due to winter conditions. It could be wind. It could be you're about to drive into a really, really nasty storm and it's going to be better for you to just pull over and not try it and run through it. Weather conditions are going to be something that you hear about. But the most important thing that you're going to hear about is traffic conditions. I know from personal experience, the CB has saved me more than a few times from running into a backup that could have cost me my load being on time. So I heard about it ahead of time. I was able to figure out an alternate way around it and not lose an hour or more sitting in traffic. So pay attention. I know there's a lot of crap on the radio now, guys. I know. If it starts getting annoying, just turn it down for a little bit. Whenever whoever it is shuts up, turn it back up. But run a CB, guys. It's a huge tool. There is still enough people out there that run them and put the information out there for other drivers that it does still come in handy. Alright, the number 1 most important thing every single trucker should own. I don't care if you don't have any of the other things on this list. You better get your butt out and put this in your truck right now. And that's this. An atlas. A paper atlas, guys. You can buy these. You can buy these at truck stops. You can buy them on Amazon. Me personally, I've never bought one. I get these at the truck shows. Rand McNally gives them out free at the truck shows, guys. This is the most dependable GPS you will ever own. Buy one. Learn how to use it. Guys, learn how to use it. There's a lot of amazing information in here. It's going to be, and I think I might do a video about how to use one of these. But you're going to get your low clearances. You're going to get your restricted bridges, your routes. You're going to get your where your way stations are. You're also going to get state maps. These are going to mark your way stations. Guys, technology is no substitute for this. Because this can never die. The battery can't quit. Can't drop it in the toilet and, you know, destroy it. Put it on your truck. Guys, I do not care if you don't buy anything else on that list. Have an atlas and learn how to use it. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult to read a paper map. It's not. And it's not difficult to trip plan with one of these at all. But this is going to be your best resource for trip planning and for being a successful truck driver, guys. So have one. Alright guys, that's our top 10 trucking tools. Tell me what you guys think. Can you guys think of anything else every trucker should have? I think I might try at some point to put together a little video about how to use a paper atlas, because I think it's an important skill that every truck driver should know and should know how to do. So we might try and do that at some point. If you guys like the videos, make sure you're subscribing. Down below, guys, make sure you go subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at AshleyLocks1. All kinds of fun, goofy stuff happens on Twitter. Come hang out with us. We have a good time. Guys, please share these videos. If you know somebody that could benefit from something like this, let them know. And other than that, you guys have a great day.